Welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. Fandom, fun, funny.
Hello and welcome. Welcome back to us, the Kind of Nerdy Girls. Man, we had such a good run going with season 2. We were like 5-6 weeks in a row, Tia?
Just about. We were going strong.
We were. Please don't judge us. Life got in the way, and then it was like, Katie can't be here, Johnny can't be here, I can't do this. I think, honestly, so Tia's the newest addition to the Kind of Nerdy Girls, and she was the one who was like, I can be there at that time. Do that time. You can do that. And we're all like, oh yeah, but I can't. So at some point, Tia may just take over the Kind of Nerdy Girls because she can always be here if we can. All right, we're going to get the show going with a fun fact about ourselves so you can get to know us. And then I have a Chris Evans update. Jonna should be here. She's stuck in traffic, but she should be here any moment. And we will hold out for her with this Chris Evans update, which was breaking news to us at the time of recording. I won't give you any more than that, but stick around for a Chris Evans update. But first, welcome to the Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast. We're going to talk about kind of nerdy things like Marvel and DC and Harry Potter and all kinds of cool stuff. Joining us today is producer Patches.
Well, hi.
Hi. Easy fun fact about yourself, where you were born and something cool about that town.
Oh, God. I was hatched in a little town called Maryville, Indiana. And fun fact about Maryville, there are no fun facts about Maryville, actually, but they have good food. So
they do. What's that candy store? Or is that Valparaiso?
That's Valparaiso.
Okay.
And actually, that may be Hobart.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Maryville is nothing interesting.
Right. Except good food.
The only thing interesting about Maryville is that producer Patches was born there.
Yep.
Choo, choo, choo.
You're welcome.
Wah, wah, wah. She's back from Geek Vibes Nation. Can I get some sound effects even though she can't hear them? Wah.
Oh,
wait a second.
That's sad trombone. No one can hear, but that's all right. We have applause.
It's from Geek Vibes Nation. It's Tia. Woo! All right. Where are you from? Where are you from? And what's fun about that?
I was born in Mount Vernon, New York, and it is nicknamed the City of Homes. And that is...
Isn't every city has homes?
I don't know why it's nicknamed the City of Homes. No idea at all. But
there are homes there.
There are homes there, pretty much.
Like the City of Fantastic Homes, or like the like City of Amazing, just like just houses.
City of homes.
Just there are homes here, and people live in them. Thank you.
All I know is that Mount Vernon is one of those places that if you tell old people, like, and no disrespect to old people, if anyone is listening to this, but they always get really excited when you say you're from Mount Vernon. One job that I worked at, because my grandpa owned a fish store for a brief period of time in Mount Vernon, and this person that I worked with, like, was also from Mount Vernon. And as soon as I said the name of the fish store, he's like, "Oh my God, you're oh," and he's like telling everyone at the job, like, "Oh, take care of Tia, she's from Mount Vernon and everything." And it's like we moved out when I was 10. Just to let you know, we moved out when I was 10, but it's like you tell any like elderly person you're from Mount Vernon, they get so excited about it. Oh, Mount Vernon.
Like throwing that out at New York Comic Con, trying to meet someone, like they're like, "You don't have the right pass," and you're like, "But I'm from Mount Vernon."
Yeah.
Like, oh, well, in that case, excuse us, Mr. Evans, we have someone very special here. Stop what you're doing. Tia is from Mount Vernon. You must meet her right now.
Seriously, that'd be wicked awesome.
It seriously is like that. in college, I worked at a bakery, and when old people come in and say, because I'm a talker, obviously, so I would be chit-chatting and say it came up in conversation I was from Mount Vernon, they would get so excited and put like dollars in the tip jar because they're like, oh, to Mount Vernon. And it's like, oh my God. It's a thing.
That is fantastic. All right. Well, we will be joined at some point by producer Jonna. I hope she's okay. She was like, yeah, because I was going. So inside information, we just got a text that said she has the link and she's about to join us. But I had told her to just come here because she works like 5 minutes from my house. And I'm like, just come over and podcast and then you can go. And then I was having a day, Tia, and I'll get to my my city of origin and fun facts coming up. But I was having a day because I had my my wellness visit for the year, and because of COVID, and I haven't had a wellness visit in a while, and I am 45, I got sent home with like a list of tests and things that I have to do now because I'm like, when my dad just came home and he's like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "I'm just having a rough day." Like,
Yeah. I'm so sorry.
I got the like, "You're old now, so you have to do all these things." Visit with like normally because I'm very healthy. My doctor's like, "You're doing so well and everything's fine. Let's maybe just check your cholesterol just in case." And she's like, "Yeah, you're going to need a mammogram every year now, and you're going to need to do this. And I think you should be on this. And you've started having these symptoms for this." And I was like, falling apart.
Two things. First of all,
Yes.
KJ, you do not look like 45 at all, so that was a shocker to me.
Thank you.
And
I'm actually
Jonna,
40.
you look
Hang
so
on.
nice.
Jonna,
Thank you. There was
Jonna,
a lot
you
of people
look
who
fine.
make more money than me in the office today, so I had to look nice.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we're still in introductions. I know that shocks you, Jonna, that
I'm not
20 minutes
surprised.
into when we were supposed to start. To our defense, we were playing with the new equipment for the KJ Today show. Please watch. It'll be Wednesday, May the 4th. It'll be Star Wars themed, and it'll be like listening to me on the radio, but you get to watch it all happen. So when I screw stuff up, you're right there with me. Just like Jonna has been right there with me through all of the screw ups of our life in radio together. You can find out more at kjtodayshow.com, but enough about that. Our fun fact is where you were born and something interesting about that place. So, Jonna, I'll give you a little bit of time to think about that. I will go ahead and jump in here. My name's KJ, and I'm the founder of the show. And this is my fun fact. The town that is my hometown, my residence when I was born, was too small to have a hospital. So even though Cuba City, Wisconsin is my hometown, I was born across the border in Iowa, but I do not claim that place because they just like hatched me and then I came back to Wisconsin. And there is a much more interesting fun fact about Cuba City, Wisconsin than the city that shall not be named in Iowa, where I had to be born. Cuba City, Wisconsin has two interesting things about it. Number one, it is the city of presidents, Tia, not the city of homes like Mount Vernon, New York. It's the city of presidents, okay? All right, we're big
Much
time.
more prestige.
Yes. The only thing that I know is that our water tower says we're the city of presidents. And when you drive down the little main street of Cuba City, Wisconsin, every light pole has it's a sign that's like, it looks like
almost like a sconce.
It's a sconce. That's a good way to put it. And the backdrop is an American flag, and there's like a black silhouette of the president. And so every single light post has a president silhouette on it. I haven't been back, so I don't even know if they put a Trump on it.
Actually, they
That's
have
a bad idea.
two silhouettes on every light post because
So
you don't have enough light posts.
So American. So American here. Hang on.
Literally so American.
But there was a point where I got a letter, an official letter from the mayor's office of Cuba City. And it was like, Dear Carrie, because that's my given name, right? That's what the K stands for. Dear Carrie, we are so proud to announce that we have plans that are going to put Cuba City on the map forever. And they went through and explained their plans to me to do a City of Presidents museum, and then hit me up for how much I was willing to donate to help make this come true. And I'm like,
Wow.
which one of my
Not a
sisters in
single
Wisconsin
cent.
gave these people my address in Indianapolis so they could hit me up for money? I'm not having it. Yes, go ahead, Jonna.
You mean the Dixon Cider card didn't make Cuba City famous?
The Dixon Cider card, which was the original first loyalty card with Dick's Supermarket, was established in Platteville, which is 10 miles down the road from Cuba City.
Boo.
Cuba City is not the home of the Dixon Cider card, which you can look up on Wikipedia. We're not lying. It was a thing, and we don't have time to talk about it.
Kind of club.
Are you sure we don't have time to talk about it?
If Dick's Supermarket could have just hung on a little bit longer until this podcast was established, think how much business they would have just from our show constantly talking about the Dick's Insider Club and how you too could be a member. It's sad that they don't exist anymore.
Get your Dixon Cider Club card today.
It's really sad that there are no more Dicks in Wisconsin. That's all I'm saying. All right. Over to you, Jonna. She'll be telling us what's got her weeping. It's producer Jonna.
I would just like to say, Tia, I really like your makeup.
You look great.
Thank you.
I agree. See,
I finally did my makeup for a show.
I actually look presentable for a show also, so we're doing great today.
Yeah, I do not. I'm sitting here in my Doctor Who TARDIS pajamas. So whatever,
I
man.
wish I was in
You
my
look beautiful.
pajamas, honestly.
Guys, thank you, guys. Thank you. I've been doing some new stuff with my hair, and I don't have to wash it for like 2 weeks. It's great. I would tell you about it, but they're not paying to sponsor the show. So anyway, go ahead, producer Jonna.
Well, I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. Born and bred Hoosier over here. And I had to look up a fun fact about Indiana because I didn't actually know a fun fact about Indiana.
Indianapolis. You can't think of one thing about Indianapolis on your own?
No, I don't go places. I don't like
right.
people very much, so I don't go outside.
Right. Go ahead, Jonna.
Indiana is considered the covered bridge capital of the world because in historic Park County, there are 32 covered bridges.
Yes, the Covered Bridge Festival is a big deal every year here in Indiana.
Yep, you can walk home with 5,000 wooden carved ducks. It's awesome.
What?
Wasn't it? There was something that one of our friends went to the Covered Bridge Festival every year and they brought us something back. Was that where we discovered the white cheese powder?
Yes.
Yeah, we've never been, but they brought us back. Of course.
Actually, that's not true.
It's not?
I used to go a lot when I was very young.
Oh,
I was
go to the Covered
I was taken there by my parents.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Do you need
We used to do a lot of camping and everything else. So yeah, it was I was taken there. I had no choice in that.
So I'm slow on this.
Yeah, go ahead.
So I'm slow on this, but this is in honor of where you were born and all of the great American.
Thank you.
I love it.
Baby.
Oh God, I love it.
Maybe all of that patriotism is why I grew up to be such a fan of Captain America. Surrounded by all of the wonderful presidents and the what did you call them? Sconces?
I don't know.
That's not the right term. I don't know how to describe.
This is like what hangs on a wall.
Yeah.
It's like the little.
They're like plaques.
Yeah.
Plaques.
No.
Things. I don't know.
What are those things you hang in the window? Like they kind of half moon. Like you can open them up and like they're Bonnet comes to mind, but I know it's not a bonnet.
I'm gonna a bonnet. You're not
No.
bonnets. Oh my gosh, no, they're not. They're definitely not bonnets. Okay, here we go. I've got this for you. I've got a picture from Cuba City, Wisconsin, that we're gonna blow this up and share to I'm gonna share my screen. This is for patrons only. Share screen right there. This is an article about the city of presidents. I'm not making this up. Experience the grandeur and prestige of Cuba City's heritage. In the deep north of America's breadbasket lies a tiny town of about 2,000 people called Cuba City, Wisconsin. The town is nestled.
There's 2,000 people.
That's it,
That's
man.
it?
Yes, it is nestled snugly between the bustling and collegiate Platteville metropolitan area population. Metropolitan area. I haven't read in a while. Population 11,000, and a cluster of even smaller towns like Hazel Green. And south of that, Dickeyville. Oh, Dickeyville was our arch nemesis in basketball. Oh boy, I don't like to think about
basically
Dickeyville.
this beautiful article, you're talking a total of 15,000 people in like a port town.
Go ahead, Tia.
I was gonna make a bad joke and be like, you're just apparently surrounded by dicks all the time.
My husband.
Yes.
Fine.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything.
Oh God. And I love the grandeur and prestige of Cuba City.
And prestige.
And literally, let's go down to Main Street and get an apple pie shot at a bar called The Dead End.
Oh,
I
man.
mean, come on.
This
An
is
apple
just
pie shot?
Oh God, yes.
It is what listen, we cannot dedicate this
We don't have
podcast
the time.
to the wonderful city of presidents, Cuba City, Wisconsin, which
God
by the way,
bless Cuba City.
As far as I know, it's been several years and the museum failed. So you can blame me for not being willing to donate money to help make the wonderful City of Presidents Museum come true.
But we have donated a lot of money at the Dead End to adult beverages.
Liked me in Cuba City when I was growing up. Why would I give them money now? There were a couple of people that liked me.
Fair.
All right. Thank you. Anyway, Jonna, get off the phone. We're trying to do the Chris Evans update. You got to go. What is this? This is here is a promise that I will make to you with the brand new KJ Today show, which is premiering on Wednesday, May the 4th at 7:00.
Oh my God, this is a trainer.
Show.com. We will not get off topic. We will not take personal phone calls during the show. These are things that we do during the Kind of Nerdy Girls only. Jonna, are you okay? You okay, Jonna?
Give us a thumbs up.
Yes. Nope. Give us a thumbs up if you're okay. Nope, she's not even listening to us. All right, fine. Fine. Well, Tia, then let's start with binges and books, and everybody will have to wait for the breaking news and the Chris Evans update. Ooh, it's been so long, I got to remember the sound effects for the show. All right, here we go. Here we go. Binges and books, 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 binges and books. All right, over to you, Tia. What you been binging or reading?
Woo. So on top of watching The Flight Attendant, which just premiered on HBO Max, which is really good, the second season, I should say. The second season has premiered on HBO Max, and it's just as good as the first season so far. But literally today, again on HBO Max, the first episode of the miniseries We Own This City just came out, and I decided to watch it. Yes, it stars John Bernthal, so of course I have to watch it.
Of course you were going to watch that. Are you kidding me?
But it's very good so far. It's kind of so far your typical like police crime drama. It's dealing with police brutality in Baltimore during like the 2015 2017, like those 2 years. It's very it takes place to say it takes place in, I guess, like real life, because like they name drop like Trump in it, so I guess it lets you know that it's kind of like funny to me because and not to like get into politics or anything because I don't know how everyone feels, but when they're in 2015, they're like talking and they're like, oh, no way he's even going to get on the ballot and no way he would ever get elected. And it's like, oh, okay.
And I think regardless of where you stand on that, we were all having that conversation. Like,
right.
That's funny. Yeah, whatever.
Like, oh, look, the orange guy's got jokes.
Yeah, exactly. So, like, I guess they did that to let you know that this is very much taking place in real life. So it's good. I mean, if you like Law and Order, it reminds me very much, if anyone's watched the Netflix show 7 Seconds, it feels very much like that, which was also a very good 7-episode miniseries about taking down corrupt police and all that. So far so good. It's only been 1 episode, very intense. The first episode ends on a very like intense note. And I think it's doing a good job in setting up the drama. So We Own the City and Flight Attendant are the 2 things that I'm watching right now.
I didn't know that Flight Attendant had already had a first season. So that's a good one to watch. Like, you watch a first season and loved it enough, you're continuing on to the second.
Oh my God, I loved it. So it stars Kaylee Cuoco, who played Penny in The Big Bang Theory. And she, like, to give a quick rundown, the first season was she's a flight attendant, obviously the name of the show, but she's like a massive alcoholic. And the first episode of the first season is her waking up next to a man who she had slept with, but the man is dead now. So it's like her not remembering the night, trying to navigate, like, did she kill this guy? And if she didn't, who did, and like essentially placed him in her bed, and that she's trying to navigate all while dealing with like a crippling, disease pretty much, and trying to combat that and the reasons why she is dealing with alcoholism in the first place. So that's very good. And originally the Flight Attendant was supposed to be a mini series, and the way the first season ends, it was very much like it could have just been 1 season and you would have been satisfied with it. But season 2 is picking up where season 1 left off, and it's just as good. I highly recommend, if you are looking for a new like series to binge. It's so good. It's so unexpected. The twists and turns are really well earned, and they don't feel cheap at all.
Oh, I can't wait to watch it.
You've watched season 1, right?
I haven't. I like saw the like previews for it, like season 1 when it came out, and I was like, oh, that show looks okay. But then like it was winning all these like awards, and then you were like, the Flight Attendant's so good, and I was like, well, if Tia said it's good, it's got to be good. So,
and Kaylee Cuoco, she's actually one of the executive producers on the show too, isn't she?
She is.
So, yeah.
No, she is. She's one of the executive producers, and she does so well. Like, if you're just used to seeing her as Penny from The Big Bang Theory, I think she blows this character out of the water. It's just really good how complicated she is, because her character has so many layers, like dealing with her current situation, dealing with her alcoholism, as well as dealing with like all of the trauma in the past, which has led her to be so dependent on drinking. So it's really good. I highly recommend it. I mean, you have like spy espionage in there. You have like family drama. You have just so many things. People like with false identities. Her best friend is a lawyer for the mob. So, and then her other best friend is essentially selling like information to the North Korean government. So it's a lot.
Find these best friends, like
fun things.
Tia and Jana. Do you have anything sketchy going on that I should know about?
Not that I'm qualified to say.
No, I don't have that sketchy job anymore. So
that's right. Yeah, Tia, there was a time where Jana would disappear for like a week or 2 at a time, and she couldn't tell us what she was doing for the government, but she had to be on. And then we found out that she was like being like a mock target for things. This is not, I'm not making this up.
I got to be
Jana
a pretend bad guy for like the military to test out like all of their like drones and stuff like that.
Oh my God. Is your name even Jana?
Nope.
No, right?
I'm incognito. I'm in the witness protection program.
By the way, Jana, who is foregoing a luxurious stay at a brand new inn with a spa this weekend because we're doing a spirit session there, and she will, quote, have a heart attack if I make her stay the night.
I cannot stay in a haunted hotel. And KJ thinks that I'm joking. I will literally get no sleep, and then y'all will hate me the next day. Like,
are you aware, like everywhere that you stay, like that spirit box and odd box and equipment that we use on Paranormal Crossroad, which you can binge the entire season now. Just go to paranormalcrossroad.com and click watch the show. We could literally set that up anywhere and there would be spirits. Like, we could set it up in your room and there would be spirits.
Do it. Tell them to fix my television, okay? Because it's broken. But anyway, I read up on that freaking hotel.
I will say, Tia, it's been featured multiple times on Unsolved Mysteries.
Look, I looked up that hotel.
Was it Hotel Cecil?
I think I looked up the right hotel. It's a resort, right?
It's the resort, yes.
Look, I looked it up and it was like, there's a lady in black who comes and wakes you up at 3 a.m. I was like, I do that myself every day. I don't need a ghost doing it.
I don't think you found the right place because this place isn't, Jana, this place isn't even open yet. Like, we're going to be the first ones to stay since the renovations.
I feel like my anxiety will be too high and I will die.
I'm just saying, you can go, like, they literally, like, so Jana's the bad guy and the government's doing like things where like she gets like the red dot on her, like, you're gonna die, like, what if they accidentally had real bullets, Jana, and you're fine with that?
Well,
but you won't just go stay, you won't go stay at a free room and a spa for the weekend, because before it was a spa and resort, it may have been featured on Unsolved Mysteries.
No, thank you.
I mean, I can't blame Jana in this. Like,
thank you.
Thank
you, Tia.
I don't know if I could stay in that. That would be freaky. I would be very unsettled.
Thank you.
Oh, who will keep you safe? Like, that's what Paranormal Crossroad does. Okay, whatever.
Nope.
It's fine. It's fine.
I love
Enough
you guys,
about...
but I'm gonna go to a bachelorette party this weekend instead of getting.
Oh, now you know the real reason.
Well, I actually had that planned to go to the bachelorette party.
Out.
And then KJ was like, "Oh, you want to go to Nashville and stay at a hotel?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." And then I was literally sitting on the couch, and I was like, "Are we staying in a haunted hotel?" And she was like, "Yeah." And I was like, "I'm not going anymore. I can't do it."
This is sketchy. Okay.
And I was going to bring my proton pack and everything.
Your proton pack.
I want to let you know, Tia, and it's totally fine, but you have been frozen on screen for like the last 15 minutes, and it really looks like you hate our guts, and you wonder why on earth you are here.
Because I'm moving, like, I'm legit like moving. I don't.
You're literally just your picture is this.
Yeah.
Can you see
your
me
picture
now?
is like, no, it went like you shut your camera off and it came back to that still screen of you being like, how do I get out of this?
You look like you're staring off into like one of those sad music videos.
Oh no, hang on. Let me
Let me take a picture of it so I can send it to you.
Will you please, Jana, take a picture?
It's pretty awesome.
Look, I'm gonna send it to the group chat right now.
I'm gonna leave and then I'm gonna come back and hopefully things are okay.
All right. Tia's gonna leave, and when we'll get her back. In the meantime, Jana, do you have a binge or a book to share with us? Binges and books. 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 Binges and books.
Okay, well, I'll talk about the book that I'm reading. Because my What's Got Jana Weeping is also like my binge. So like, so I've been reading this book called Bride of the Shadow King because I was like, you know what? I need to get into more like fantasy books because like I feel like they're really good and I just haven't gotten a chance to like actually get into the genre. So I was like, I'm gonna try.
Sure.
And it's about this girl. Oh, there's Tia.
Where's Tia? She's back. We can see her now, and she's not
She's
judging us.
alive.
I look so worried in the picture that you sent. Like, I look
Wait,
so
Tia,
worried.
That it looks like all of us when we've signed up for a virtual workshop and we get there and we realize that it's not going to help us at all, and we're like, I can't leave. I'm stuck here for 60 minutes. Oh my God.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. I
okay.
really think it was because I tried to change my virtual background to the American flag. Goddamn American flag.
American flag. Dang it.
Oh my God.
But I'm sorry,
Oh,
John.
boy.
Go ahead.
That's okay. I was just talking about the book that I'm reading called Bride of the Shadow King.
Blame it on the city of presidents, guys. Sorry about that.
Damn you.
Damn you, Cuba City. All right, Jonna, what's the book called
Presidents.
again?
The Bride of the Shadow King. And
Bride
it's
of the
about
Shadow King.
yes. So the Shadow King is the king of the underrealm, and he has to marry a human so he can like have the army that can like help fight the wars or whatever.
Okay.
And like so
Sure.
he can have the like human magic to help, like there's like a curse or something going on the troll
Ooh,
people.
this sounds like my kind of book.
It's pretty good. And so it's about this girl, she meets the Shadow King or whatever, but he is supposed to marry her younger sister.
Okay.
Except
Ooh,
some stuff
scandalous.
happens and
Ooh.
it's scandalous. So some stuff happens. I'm not gonna spoil it because if you
too much. I was gonna say I don't want
Yeah.
you gotta go
So,
light
like-
on this because I'm gonna read this.
because I haven't like finished it, but like so like some stuff happened that was really bad, and so now they're trying to deceive the Shadow King.
Ooh.
So that's where I'm at
Ooh.
right now. They're trying to make the deception of the Shadow King. So
Will you put that book in the Kinda Nerdy Network on Facebook?
sure will.
If you have not joined us, free group, just while you're on Facebook, type in Kinda Nerdy Network and you'll find a whole bunch of nerds who are just like you, who are nice and celebrate all the things that are nerdy. Let's see. Binges a book, binges a book, binges a book. Patches, what have you been binging? Because we know you don't read.
I am. Yes, no, it's quite good.
Not to do your sound effects.
Oh Jesus, no, oh God.
I screw
I
it.
was-
From the Kinda Nerdy Dudes, it's producer Patches.
It's been such a long time since we had the sound effects.
I know.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, Patches, you're on.
My recent binge is the 1967 original Batman series.
Yeah.
Adam West, Burt Ward, my very first crush ever, Julie Newmar as Catwoman.
Did you see the trailer for the Batman where they replaced Robert Pattinson with Adam West?
No, I have not.
I didn't see that.
It is. I shared it. I'm pretty sure I shared it in the Kinda Nerdy Network, or I saved it in one of my gazillion tabs that was open to share later. But by the time you hear this, it will have been shared in the Kinda Nerdy Network. It's really
I'm just gonna lose it, aren't
so well done.
I? All right.
You will want to see this movie because of Adam West. So anyway, back to you. That's been your binge lately. Oh, you got the dance
Yeah,
down.
the Batman dance. You got to do the Batman dance.
That's hot, honey.
It is
Yeah,
very
it's
hot.
real hot.
Why do you think you married me?
Yeah. So we discovered on Saturday night that after Svengoolie, which is on MeTV, which originated in Chicago and is like this weird like guy that hosts and like does commentary on old horror flicks, like the old Frankenstein and stuff
The Universal, like Bela Lugosi, and like all those guys.
So we watched that because it's super fun. And now Batman follows that.
Yes.
Right. And so he got the bug for Batman again. And so all week long, he's been just like every time I turn around, he's like got Batman on his phone. He's got Batman on his tablet. He's watching Batman at work. Like he's
So
obsessed with
it's-
Batman.
So it's replaced NCIS.
Yes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
For now.
Balls, yeah. NCIS is always my go-to. I do get itches, just because that's the thing. Like one of the things about your childhood, right? Like you love certain things because they make you feel a certain way, right? So, Batman has, the original, the Adam West Batman has always made me feel, like happy, and like I can conquer, like anything that's put in front of me, no matter how ridiculous and plastic knifey choppy thingy the trap may be. It still makes
trap.
me very happy. Yeah.
A trap.
Yeah. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
But,
Oh no, that's cute. I think like
yeah.
reliving your childhood.
Yeah, exactly. So I figure what the hell, right?
Never stops
No.
living his childhood.
I really don't. I just mix in Leroy Jethro Gibbs every now and then.
And I wish that I could say like I have a binge separate from Patches, but I really don't. We did start Picard, the second season, and it's really good. Like it picks up where it left off. It is doing like everything is doing. It's a
Multiverse.
it's a time heist thing. Like his timeline got erased, and now he's like trying to put it back together.
Oh jeez.
But it's really good. It's well written, and it's fun Star Trek stuff to have back. So we've been watching that.
Dairy Girls.
Dairy Girls.
Oh my God! Did the third season come out yet?
No.
No.
I love Dairy Girls.
Did I just watch the
Yes.
finale of the second season last night?
Yeah, when Bill and Hillary and Chelsea came to Dairy.
Which, by the way, if you go to Cuba City, Wisconsin, you can see Bill Clinton's
The bust of Bill Clinton.
the bust of Bill Clinton
Oh,
on a light pole. It's all coming together.
Jesus.
No, I love Dairy Girls. My best friend recommended it years ago, and it's one of those things where it's just I love how quick it is and how easy it is to watch. And I forget what I can like. It reminds me a bit like if you watch Dairy Girls and you also watch this show called Chewing Gum.
I've not watched that.
It's I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right. Michaela Cole.
Okay.
She's in it, and it's only like 2 seasons. It's super easy to watch, and it's just like really fun. And that's kind of like what I akin it to.
And I will say props to Patches because he has broken the rule and allowed me to watch the show with the subtitles because there's a lot that you miss, right?
You're going to need to watch the subtitles.
Yeah. I picked up on, not to toot my own horn, but I picked up on a solid 95 to 97% of everything that was made.
Wow.
So,
what a pro.
Patches is
like,
I'm practically Irish myself.
Right.
Sorry. You guys are, right? Like I know that's like a weird thing that you guys are. So there you go. It's in his blood.
It's a sore subject for Patches because his family did the ancestry DNA test, and there's been
no, it's actually my father who decided to start deep diving into the genealogy,
and he is more French than anything. And he has always made like
why you gotta make this shit public?
Because it's your
Grandpa Patches out here breaking your heart, man.
I know.
He's gonna have to start like eating like caviar and like saying like merci, bonjour.
I mean, like, wait.
S'il vous plaît.
He has made fun of me and my friends because my great grandfather was French Canadian. He was adopted by an American couple. So like I've got the French Canadian thing in my blood. But we have 2 very good friends who are very, very French. Although one of them discovered she's less French because of this stupid ancestry test that everybody's taking. But we would do like parties on Bastille Day because I love a good theme party. So I'm like, let's celebrate our French heritage. Let's do it.
Drink champagne and eat poutine.
And he would like poo-poo it all and make fun of us. And it turns out that he's the one that should be hosting Bastille Day because he's the most French of all of us.
You guys are so like Parisian and everything.
Oh, God.
So
Listen,
fancy.
That's like my family is pretty Italian, right? Like even
I'm shocked. What?
What?
well, I was just gonna say my mom just sent me like pictures of my great grandparents, and she was like, your great grandfather's first name was really like Biondino, and I was like, can't get more Italian than that. But like besides that, we celebrate St. Patrick's Day, even though there's no Irish in us. And like we really like celebrate. Like my grandma makes like corned beef and cabbage and shit like that.
Awesome.
And my boyfriend's like, why do you like you're not even Irish? And it's like everyone's Irish on St. Patrick's Day.
It's true.
Now, to my defense, it turns out I'm about 40% French, which is like the dominating,
He's
like
French.
But I've got the like there's a
French.
oh my God, I hate you so much.
I can't wait to edit this episode later.
Wait,
Yeah,
and really
no.
quick, like my aunt did the 23. Like a lot of my family members have done the 23andMe because my grandfather on my mom's side was actually like a foster child, even though like we know he's Italian, but like didn't know his full, and like who. So the 23andMe came back that there's like a 10% like Lebanese, which doesn't surprise me because my family's from Sicily, and if you know anything from Sicily, like it's just this melting pot.
Right.
So my aunt like decided to look up and make like a Lebanese dinner, which is like it's cool, but it's also like that fake like I found out that I have this, so I'm gonna pretend and blah blah blah, and like did it once, and it's like we don't know anything about that culture. Like, what are you doing? You look stupid.
So
I'm celebrating my entire life as an Irishman, right?
we're going to get to the Chris Evans update next, but I do want I need to share one more story on this topic because I have like this giant book that traces back our Irish heritage, right?
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side of my family, my maiden name has been traced back to the royal family of Liechtenstein. Like my first family members on my dad's side came to America, and I don't know why they were like,
It was pre-World War I.
Yeah, so it was like preserve the royal blood, which they didn't do because they just went and like mingled with a bunch of Irish people.
They dumped you in Wisconsin.
They dumped them in Wisconsin, and the only way to carry on was to meet with Irish people. So, like, there's nothing like I admit there is nothing Liechtenstein about me except for my last name at this point. But for one Olympic opening ceremonies, we usually do a dish that's from like the host country, and then we can do a dish from our family country. And I was like, I'm going to look up like what the traditional dish is in Liechtenstein, and I'm going to represent. And I kid you not, it's like this fancy schmancy mac and cheese. And I'm like, well, I definitely carried on my Liechtenstein roots of loving cheese. Like that's the thing you get if you go there. And there's like 40,000 people in all of Liechtenstein.
That's like what, the fourth richest country in the world?
But yeah, they're like fourth or fifth richest country in the world. I'm like, why are we not going back there and like reclaiming some of this royalty that runs in my blood? Clearly,
I know. Jeez.
Right? Jeez. Okay, well, enough about where you got to know a little bit about where we come from, who we are as nerds, and now you get to know a little bit more about Chris Evans. Wah, 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 wah. It's time for the Chris Evans update. Wah, 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 wah. Thank you, Patches. I hope the sound effects can be heard I'm guessing you're playing those sound effects and StreamYard's not recording them.
I hope.
So you and I are going to enjoy them.
Because I don't hear anything.
All right. So unfortunately today, Chris Evans posted a picture on Instagram promoting the new movie, The Gray Man. And once again, this man is sporting a mustache.
No,
Patches don't.
Yes.
Don't even.
Yes.
no,
Don't
I
even.
can't.
Good job, Chris Evans. Chris Evans,
Why does he
I
keep-
applaud
why-
you, sir.
Why does he keep doing this to himself? Or why do people keep doing this to him? It's the same thing like if you guys know who the actor Corey Stoll is, and it's like he's bald, but people keep trying to put like wigs on him. Just stop. Just stop. Why
Right.
does Chris Evans have a mustache right now?
This is not a good look for you, Chris Evans.
Because he
No.
can grow one
This is not a good look for you.
Just
naturally.
because you can doesn't mean
full.
you should.
Thank
Facts.
you. Thank you.
By the
Hey.
way, though, it did say liked by Jonna. Jonna, how could you like that?
Oh my
Because
gosh,
it's my
it
man.
did, didn't it?
Because it's my man. 'Cause I love
Jonna, you
him.
traitor.
Because I am gonna watch
traitor.
that movie just because he's in it.
See?
Like
Like-
my-
I know,
Like
right there.
my-
That's me.
like
Go
my
follow me on
it's
Insta.
Jonna _ and 817,000 others. Ugh.
All right, don't act like you wouldn't kick him out of bed for eating crackers.
I would make him shave first.
No, you wouldn't.
Yeah, if we
No,
did-
you would not.
Okay, we all have
Absolutely not.
established that KJ
Your
doesn't like
relationship
facial
with Chris
hair, so-
Evans would be contingent upon him having a mustache. That's the deal breaker with you and Chris Evans.
Yes.
You are so full of shit.
in every KJ like dream of Chris Evans, he does not have a mustache.
He does not. He is clean shaven. He is
Not even
A
a
beard.
beard.
no, not even a beard.
Wait, you didn't like that in defending Jacob because I do think he can sport the beard.
Ooh,
I
girl,
would
don't
say
get me
yes.
started
that
on
he-
his beard and defending Jacob. I ain't got time.
a beard well, but that's not what I want.
I also
know-
would like to interrupt this Chris Evans update to say that I'm leaving, but also I finished watching Yellowstone yesterday and I'm empty on the inside. That's all.
You finished it already?
Yeah, I mean
Wow.
it's only 40 episodes.
Only 40 episodes.
Only 40? What the hell, man?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sorry. What do y'all think I
Wow.
do on the weekend?
All right, that's fair. That's fair.
Don't do things.
Totally fair.
But anyway,
Fine,
I just like to
fine,
say Kevin Costner, love him the most. He's my fave. Yellowstone
Ah!
broke my heart. There's so much character development. I can't wait for PopCon so I can meet all the cowboys in person. KJ, I need
I
you
know.
to schedule an interview
Yeehaw.
so I can talk to them.
We will see what we can do. Yeah, I didn't upload this, but I'll just share my screen again. Yellowstone's Denham Richards, Ian Bowen, and Jefferson White are coming to PopCon June 3rd through the 5th. And you can be there with us. If you listen to Shine 99, I'm giving away tickets every single week during my evening show.
What a
So that's
plug.
exciting. I know, right? And you can get your tickets, and photo ops are on sale now as well at popcon.us. Tom Arnold is coming. They announced Scott Grimes is coming from the Orville, which I'm super excited about
Oh,
that.
I was trying to figure out who that was. He's also the voice of Steve on American Dad. So I'm like, yes.
Oh,
So
yeah.
excited.
Yeah. Yes. And for those of us who started with him in the beginning of his career, he was Will on Party of Five. So he's been around a long time. All right, Jonna, we'll get to What's Got Jonna Weeping coming up in the next episode. And Tia, you're frozen again. Nope, there you
No,
are.
she's not.
Okay, there you are.
I'm not.
Okay,
I
love you
promise.
guys.
Bye, Jonna. We
Bye.
love you.
Love you.
Let's see. I want to at least let the dogs out if we need to.
Woof, 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 woof.
She just randomly gets excited and starts barking, and it's for no reason at all. She's just excited.
She's a dog.
She's a dog.
All right, before
If it makes you feel any better, our Siamese Amelia is just sitting up on her cat perch, just watching and
She's
judging
judging
vehemently.
Oh my god!
judging us,
Really quick, I know we're
Yeah.
in the talking Marvel and everything, but this
we
weekend,
are.
in this weekend.
Well,
I had-
technically, we're not. She hasn't done the sound effect.
Oh, okay. So
This is a
past
safe
week,
space.
this past weekend, I had to cat sit for a new
Mhm.
cat, and the cat was really cute. His name was Juniper, and I thought that was adorable.
Aw.
But Juniper, every time I'd open the door, would run into the hallway and start rolling around. And it's like, when my cats do that, you could just, my cats, they're mine, so I could just pick them up and they're fine. But I tried to pick this one up and it started
Oh no!
getting at me. So I had to trick the cat constantly and trying to like bait it into going back into the apartment. Every time I thought he was going back into the apartment, he would just roll around and everything until like I would just finally like throw something into the apartment that he would chase after and like quickly shut the door.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
That's stressful too, because you're like, you can't be out here. Like, if you get away, that is on me.
I'm instantly like
Exactly.
our oldest Jaina, she got into the garage, and the garage was shut.
Mhm.
But even knowing that she couldn't go anywhere, my God, I like it took everything not to have the most massive freaking breakdown and just like throw myself over all the stacks of cardboard and like tackle her with all my body weight.
I know, it was really like
not messing around.
Yeah. Oh
Well,
God, that's the worst feeling in the world.
I'm glad it worked out.
Yes.
And Kitty is okay. And now it's time
to talk Marvel.
To talk Marvel. Talking Marvel. Talking Marvel. Talking Marvel. Talking Marvel. Wiki, wiki, talking Marvel. Talking Marvel. Talking Marvel. Wiki, wiki. Thank you. Okay, so Tia, Moon Knight, are you caught up?
I am caught up. I am highly enjoying it. I think that Marvel did such a fantastic job in casting Oscar Isaac. But as much as I love Oscar Isaac in the show, obviously it's his show, Ethan Hawke, man, is just blowing me away every episode. And it's so cool to see him in a Marvel project. And I would never have thought to have like Ethan Hawke and Oscar Isaac acting across from each other. And it's just wonderful.
Isn't it? It like seems mismatched. Like when you think about Ethan Hawke, like it's not. I didn't quite understand why he was cast, but yeah, he is like he's exactly who needs to be in that role. And Oscar Isaac is. This was such an interesting choice for Marvel to dive into this character, because I honestly was a little bit afraid that people weren't going to be along for the ride, because it is so trippy, and it's trippy and weird and cool and mystical. And then you're in this like, oh wait, like maybe he's like really sick. Right. Like it's so, it's a lot of layers with this character, and they're doing such a good job. Patches, do you want to talk a little bit about, because you didn't know anything about Moon Knight?
No, and one of the things that I on the MCR, I believe I've unfortunately only been on one with you guys at Geek Vibes, but one of the things that I said was Moon Knight is the Marvel show that I have been most looking forward to like watching, because I know nothing about it. And that's exactly, like, because I think back to Iron Man, was that 13 years ago now. I knew nothing about Iron Man. Right. But, I also, like now knowing what they did with Iron Man and the universe that they've created, that made me so excited for Moon Knight, because it's like I get to learn from the bait, like from the ground floor, right? Like someone's interpretation of it, and see where they go with that, and see how it can be incorporated into everything.
Well, and it is fun to watch you do that, and like to reveal a little bit like about it. When we go back to Marvel, you watched Iron Man before I did.
I did.
And you like convinced me to watch it, because I was like, I don't know why they're making this. Like, this is what they chose.
Yeah. Of all of them. I mean, granted, we had already had two Hulks by then, I think, but
two Hulks, a bunch of Spider-Man.
Yep, and the horrible 80s or 90s Captain America movie.
Yeah.
It's okay. We have a plan, and it starts with Iron Man.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But it is crazy to think back on like all that, because I remember seeing Iron Man in the theaters, and I don't even know really why I went to go see it, because I had no idea who the hell Iron Man was. Although I knew who Robert Downey Jr. was, and I think that was probably a big pull. And the fact that, I mean, I did like movies like that, And
Yeah.
it was something at the end of that movie when he goes, "I am Iron Man," that set everything apart. Because prior to that, it was like everyone has to be so like secretive about their identity. And to have a superhero to just flat out say in the first movie, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
who that is."
Just being so brazen about it.
It was amazing. And so to see now where we are all these years later, to me is really cool. And I'm glad that we're getting all these new characters. And to go back to Moon Knight, I mean, we only have 2 episodes left. And I'll say this, right? I did get the screeners for the first 4 episodes prior to the show even coming out. So it's like, okay, I have no idea what's going to go on tomorrow, and I have no idea what's going on next week. And it has to be something, because if you think about, we're getting all these like darker characters, right? Moon Knight, Blade, if you guys saw Eternals, Black Knight, and everything. So what's happening here? And people who are all like, oh, Marvel can't do anything other than like the kiddish, blah blah blah. And I'm like, you guys clearly aren't watching this show.
Right.
No. And you clearly haven't seen Daredevil, which for some reason feels even better watching on Disney Plus. Like
you're almost doing something taboo by watching it.
I'm like right here with the Little Mermaid, Daredevil.
And by the way, keep your hands off Ariel.
And it was like, I was like, ooh, Daredevil's on Disney. I'm going to watch it again. And I did. Like, I didn't mention that in Binges and Books, but I have started watching. Daredevil's been like my little lunchtime show, which I give myself like 15 minutes for lunch. So I'll be watching Daredevil for the next 3 years. But I went back. It was so much fun to watch this on Disney. Like, seems so naughty.
You gotta watch The Punisher, like season 1, especially the scene where like Billy Russo is always with Madani. It's like, I'm watching this on the Disney Plus channel.
Right.
What's going on?
I do want to go back to just one thing with Chris Evans. We were talking about his mustache, but we never really referenced why. The Gray Man is the movie. It's a Russo brothers movie, so I'm sure it's going to be fantastic. Ryan Gosling is in it as well, and it comes out on July 22nd. So they just put out a whole bunch of new stills from the movie, and the one is it's Chris Evans, and it looks like, there's a mustache and he's holding a gun, but honestly, he's posed like he's taking a senior picture from 1988. Like doesn't that backdrop look like he should have like the little profile side view in that picture of him, like up in the corner, like the glamour shot thing.
Looks like he's doing an ad for some cologne brand or something.
From 1989.
KJ's like, it's important that we mention the 80s.
It's so bad.
He's doing, Draco Noir.
It is so bad. And while we're talking Marvel, before we go, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So excited. They did put out the final poster artwork for it. That's all we're getting beforehand. So of course people are like looking into it and digging into it and seeing if they can get anything out of it. But we will be doing a kind of nerdy night out. Tia, you're always invited if you want to hop on a plane to come to Indianapolis. We'll be at Studio Movie Grill on May the 5th. So the KJ Today show premieres on May the 4th. Across all the channels, YouTube, Facebook, all the places that you find the kind of nerdy girls, you'll find the KJ Today show. And then the next night will be podcasting live. And we're actually trying to figure out, Tia, with our fancy new equipment here, if even though we're going to be live at Studio Movie Grill, if we could have like you will be like on a screen and with us live at Studio Movie Grill.
I'll try and virtually make it.
I tasked Patches with figuring out if that's something we can do, with the caveat of If it's stressful, don't worry about it. Tia's not going to be mad. We're not going to be mad. But I would love to have like little Tia in a box.
It reminds me of there's this podcast I watch called the H3H3 like productions or whatever, and one of their like cast members is in Sweden, so they just have like, even though they're all in the studio, they have like this little tablet set up and like on a stand, and that's just like how he's there and everything. So I just imagine like that's
awesome.
how I would be there, just like
Actually,
on a little
I can actually do that with the cell phone input right there.
That's exactly what I'm envisioning, is that there's like a
little iPad right there.
box that Tia's in, and you can see all of us and everything that's going on in the room. And it's like you're there, but you're just on a little stand, and all we get is your head.
Believe me, I've been trying to make plans to go there this summer. I've been talking to my boyfriend. I was like, let's take a trip. And we've even like been talking about taking a bus there, even though it's kind of crazy. It's like, I would love to kind of see all of the states in between and just kind of go on this like really nice little scenic route. So believe me, that's in the works. But
well, if you got trains too, there's one to go. The train goes straight downtown Indianapolis, then you can get up and walk around and have a little more space.
Yeah.
There you go.
Take
so
a
I'd like
train.
that. But talking Marvel really quick, just a little more updates and everything. Apparently, and we don't have to like dive too far into any of it, but like James Gunn apparently defended Chris Pratt after there was a petition to remove Chris Pratt from the MCU. Go ahead, sorry.
Like, yeah, and we don't have to dive too far, but I will tell you, as someone who like jokingly is always like, I'll never forgive him for Star-Lord. I wasn't in a place where I was like, replace him. Like, I get dramatic and I'm mad about Star-Lord screwing everything up. But and I know that there have been maybe something like, well, there have been some things since his divorce that made him less likable to some, but I've never attacked him as a human being.
The big reason is that Chris Pratt is Christian, and he's not, ever back down for saying he's Christian, and he's never like said anything that's been like anti-LGBTQ, but apparently someone did research and said like that the church that he goes to has a bit of LGBTQ, like anti-LGBTQ rhetoric to it. So people are automatically thinking that is what Chris Pratt is. And we don't have to dive too into it. It's just that like most religions, their churches say things against it. That doesn't mean like the person is against it. But that's just my opinion. So that's what James Gunn was saying. And then on the other side, in a not so serious, Bad Bunny just got cast for the Sony movie about El Muerto, who is a superhero wrestler, and everyone is kind of losing their minds.
And on that subject, I'm glad, because I don't know if you, well, of course I did, because I'm a huge wrestling fan, but Bad Bunny at WrestleMania again this year, he absolutely killed it. Him and Pat McAfee, both of them, like two celebrities, they were two of names that actually stole the show. Like legit, like proper in-ring, like awesome showmanship, excellent skills. And I mean, congrats to them, because they nailed it. So good for Bad Bunny, because I think is it going to be, I'm assuming it's going to be a live action, right?
It's going to be a live action, and I mean, people are kind of losing their minds because they say, oh, the character only has 2 issues, and why is he getting a movie? But at the same time, it's representation for the Hispanic community. And Bad Bunny has been getting into acting recently, and I, as someone who watched the 3rd season of Narcos Mexico, I think he has what it takes, and I'm like, good for Bad Bunny. Like, do you?
Yeah.
Well, and as a performer, like not only as a musician, but as an in-ring wrestling performer, of the couple times I've seen him in the squared circle, I mean, the guy's got chops. I mean, he's not going to disappoint.
Yeah, so I think it's great. I'm like, let's go.
Well,
Sony's doing everything. Just let them do what they want.
I was just going to bring up, I'm excited about all of this except that Sony's doing it.
Yeah. I think that is what every Sony Marvel movie, that's like the consensus. It's like, I'm excited, but
Yes.
Sony is doing it though.
Yeah. Yeah. So, well, like, just, keep your expectations low of
Yeah.
what the movie might be. Bad Bunny will probably give a great performance no matter what. But, like,
Mhm.
remember that the movie is coming out of the Sony
From
studios.
Sony.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, it's different.
Toby Maguire. Oh, that's all we gotta say.
But yeah, those are the Marvel updates that I just wanted to throw out
Thank
there.
you. Thank you. Want to remind everybody again, our next kind of nerdy night out, it will be Cinco de Mayo. It'll be May 5th, the Thursday night that Doctor Strange comes out at Studio Movie Grill. You can get more information in the Kind of Nerdy Network. Throwing that big old 9 up there because PopCon is coming and it is June 3rd through the 5th. And the Kind of Nerdy Girls will have a booth. I haven't told Patches yet because last year we did the 12 days
Oh shit.
of Christmas because it was Christmas in July. So it was like perfect. It was July. We set up the Christmas tree. Jada's like, what are we going to do for PopCon because it's in June instead of July? And I'm like, we're going to do the help us pick the 12 days of Christmas. And people that come by our booth, like we're going to set up brackets for the Chris Evans movies. So all
The
So
Chris,
fun.
any Chris movie, or is it just Chris Evans?
we're going to keep it Chris Evans. It has always been Chris Evans. We might like throw in a bonus Chris, like we'll have a bonus Chris day.
Like a Hemsworth
Yeah.
day or a Pratt
But we
day?
can still have the tree up because we're getting ready for Christmas in July.
Are you trying to tell me I have to lug that damn tree into the convention center and help you set it up again?
I think it'll be the smaller tree because I did donate. We had like 5 trees in our storage unit. I was like, I don't know why we're collecting Christmas trees, but we donated them to a women's shelter at Christmas. So
Thank you
we
for doing that.
don't have the original Christmas tree. But we will have a Christmas tree at PopCon June 3rd through the 5th. Get your tickets at popcon.us. And that is all we got. We'd love for you to join our Facebook group. Tia, go ahead.
Before we do that, can we show Patches the picture?
Oh my gosh, yes.
We held out on that.
We
really
did.
quick.
A much anticipated picture.
Okay, so while I'm pulling the picture up, Tia, can you explain to Patches what I am about to show him?
Okay, so there's a video, like too bad Katie's not here, but there's a video game that just came out called Elden Ring. It's by a company called Software, and apparently in the software community there is a video game character called Patches who always pops up, and he's kind of like a lore of this, right? And so yesterday my boyfriend Paulie was playing Elden Ring, and he literally stumbles upon place and he has to fight Patches, and I was like, look at
oh my god, are you kidding me? All right, sorry about the nose. I gotta get in closer. What the hell is that?
For our patrons, they can see it on the screen, but we will post this in the Kind of Nerdy Network so you can see as well. Dark Souls 3, he's like bald and even has a little bit of your features, dude.
That's all right. That's creepy.
And he doesn't have your eyebrows.
No, he doesn't have that like furrow that I have there. Yeah, always disapproving.
Because fighting has taken away his eyebrows.
And I'll send you a YouTube video of him because he's so like, you have an option to fight him because he'd be like, oh, let's make a deal. Don't do that. But then like, if you kill him, you'll like get, a good prize or something in Elden Ring. But I sat there and I said to Paulie, I go, I wonder if they play these video games and that's why he's Patches. Like literally.
Yep.
No.
So it's just a coincidence.
He is Patches because our very first niece, when she was a baby, could not say either of our names. And
her best friend's kid. Yeah.
So she called us what she could pronounce. And thankfully, Patches stayed and my name didn't because she called us
So sad.
She called us Patches and Aunt Sorry. She called me Aunt Sorry because she couldn't say Carrie. So you would hear her. She loved Patches so much.
She was my baby.
And she would be like in her room crying.
Like, we're not even there, right?
And she would be like, Patches. Oh, I mean, like, legit, like, I can be doing something around the house and I need him. And I'm like, Patches. And so now we have like this army of nieces and nephews, and they all call him Patches.
I've only been known as Patches for the past like 15 years now.
Well,
so much so that because it's in our family that's who he is, that we finally just gave up, because I'd be like in a like legitimate meeting with a sponsor for my show, and they would be like, oh, and how's your husband? And I'd be like, oh, well, Patches is doing this today, blah, blah, blah. And they would look at me and I'm like, I'm sorry, like that's what my nieces and nephews call him. Like, it just got to the point where it was like, you're just gonna have to be Patches, honey.
yeah, I didn't know if it was like a pet name or something, and I was just like, and then so again, now the video game character, so there you go, you have a likeness in video games.
Oh my God. That is awesome, by the way. Yeah.
So there
all right,
you go.
this has been so much fun. I'm sorry we were away for so long. Thank you all for putting up with us and our crazy schedules, and always being like, oh, there's a new Kind of Nerdy Girls podcast.
Tia was the trooper. She's like, I can do any of these days. Let's do it.
Tia is keeping the Kind of Nerdy Girls dream alive. So we'll have more. Obviously, we'll be podcasting from the Kind of Nerdy Night Out at Doctor Strange. So movie show time is 7. We'll be there at 6 to do a show. So we can guarantee you that we've got an episode coming up when Doctor Strange comes out, and we'll do our best to get Tia on a stick so that she can be there with us.
Please.
And in the meantime, thank you to our patrons who continue to support the show and help us, get cool equipment so that we can do cool things.
You can't hear the sound effects too. Yeah.
Look for us if you go to kindofnerdynetwork.com, you can find the Facebook group, you can find our Patreon, our YouTube page, all the things. And thank you very, very much for listening. The jingle is playing now as if you can hear it. And the Kind of Nerdy Girls is done. The Kind of Nerdy Girls is produced by our wonderful patrons like Leanne, Kayla Allen, Michelle Hamilton, Samantha Miller, Clay Swain, Aaron Miller, and music is provided by Paul Miller. That's a lot of Millers. If you'd like to be a producer of our show, all you have to do is throw a few bucks our way on Patreon to help us keep the show going. Look for the Kind of Nerdy Girls on Patreon, or go to kindofnerdynetwork.com, where you can also find our merch. I'm KJ. Thanks so much for listening. Stay kind of nerdy.